Hello and welcome to the premiere of season 2 of the most underrated show on the internet.
We're What's with a Lemon, and it's happened. It finally happened.
It happens.
It happened.
What happens?
We are changing things up, Joe.
We are. It's season 2. Everyone knows.
Wait, what episode is it?
This is episode 19, which is the first episode of season 2 of What's with a Lemon. Everyone knows all television always has 18 episodes.
Is that actually legit?
Are you an idiot?
Well, I know that there's several
It
shows.
used to be 24, now it's 10.
But it was 18 for a while?
And then some were 16 if they got half a season. Come on, man.
Whoa, I'm sorry.
It was a bit. It was a bit.
I was thinking that 24 was the amount of episodes that most of the old time.
100%.
And now it is 10 to 12.
10 to 12. But for What's with the Lemon,
season 2,
it was 18 episodes.
I didn't realize that we had come full circle, and now that we have a season 2.
We have a season 2. A season 2. Mute the
So
phone.
are we actually going to split our podcast into seasons?
Why would I make a whole deal about season 2 if that wasn't
I
the
don't know. You got me excited.
You think I was just gonna do season 2 and then nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's gonna be some changes with season 2 of What's with the Lemon that are gonna go down so smoothly. No one's gonna complain. It's gonna be crystal clear.
There's only one person that's going to complain.
Everyone's gonna complain.
There's only really one person.
But
that
here's
I know
the thing. Okay. Everyone remembers in wrestling, WWF, the Attitude Era, the most popular and famous era of wrestling.
Wait.
Everyone loved it. That was season 1 of What's with the Lemon.
Wait. You're telling me to give an analogy of what's happening right now, you chose our least popular thing to talk about, even over games?
Yes.
Wow.
Because here's the thing.
It's a crazy move.
Everyone knows. That's how popular the Attitude Era was. Everyone knows the Attitude Era of wrestling.
People look back very fondly of the Ruthless Aggression era as well.
So season 1 was the Attitude Era of What's with the Lemon. And
What does that mean, Joe?
And now season 2?
Is Ruthless Aggression?
Nah, it's the PG era, guys. This is the PG era. And I think we're both going to kind of explain why.
Yes.
I'll leave it to my co-host to start.
So we've talked many times about our churches in this podcast and had some conversations. And I don't know if I think I have. I've said that I have been part of youth ministry and in youth leadership. And I was approached very lovingly, very kindly.
Shirtless, I think.
Yeah, probably. Sometimes I don't see that stuff. Sometimes I'm just, just straight
Every
ahead.
day's a beach day.
Every day's a beach day. Sun's out, guns out.
Oh, yeah.
And I was approached and I was challenged about, like...
Oh, you're going to get in it.
Why not?
Okay, go for it.
I think honesty is the best policy about, like, just maybe because I'm working with kids and stuff about what content we're putting out.
I knew it was a good idea to mute my phone.
Yeah, you got a call. I mean, I kind of heard it.
That's all right. Go ahead, continue.
But I think it resonated with me, and I think that it was about what's the strengths and weaknesses of our podcast. And it was challenging. There was some challenging aspects to it, but I do feel like this is a new era. We want to be more PG. We want to be more but still be funny. I'm not going to say we're going to be fully PG. We might be PG-13. I think that's a good... I mean, nowadays, PG-13 can be kind of...
PG-13 means we get one F-bomb per episode.
Okay, then maybe we're not PG-13.
Just so you know.
But yeah, I mean, I was challenged in love, and I responded because I really trust the person who challenged me.
Nice. Now, do you want to know why I think so?
Yes.
Just like you were talking about on the podcast, I have referred to something I really want a few times. I desperately want a cult. And what better way to get a cult than to start advertising to children? And if we go to PG, I can really just start, we could make toys. I could just bring them all into the fold.
Honestly, What's with a Lemon plushie would be super cute.
Yeah,
I mean, we have that little guy.
I'm surprised we haven't yet.
No one could stop me Yes.
if I had a group of like
The biggest-
a few hundred kids
the
that were
biggest-
listening to everything I said.
The biggest reason is because you always talk about it.
Yeah.
So people are kind of wise to your ways, Joe.
Kids are stupid though. So if we start advertising them
can't-
and I'm just like, hey guys, what's up? I'm just a cool hip young
No
guy.
one can deny that kids are stupid.
Yeah.
Kids should not be listening to our
No.
podcast.
Yes, they should. We're going to PG to advertise to children,
I'm not.
Justice. That's why that's just like wrestling. You know how many kids they got in with the PG? Well, I want to be John Cena.
You're definitely not John Cena.
I am.
You're still the edge of this podcast. You're still the edge. We gotta stop with the wrestling stuff. No one cares, Joe. No one cares. But yeah, I think in my mind, I think that we are two interesting enough individuals that we don't have to be just weird for weird's sake. I mean, we can be our weird, but I think we're also like, when we started the podcast, we wanted to just be totally out there with whatever we were saying. And to be fair, that wasn't me. I was kind of the straight man in the whole situation, but you were pushing boundaries to the point where you were a little nervous that certain people were watching at first and listening.
Yeah,
you were.
Yeah. Because I'm not me in front of everyone. So I was like, do I want to be me on the podcast? No. And then I was like, let's be me. And apparently I can't be me if I want a cold of children. And I do. I really want a cold of children.
Joe.
So we had to make sacrifices.
This would be the funniest part, like if you did the whole bleep sound and then it like, hey, we're what's a poem, and this whole intro went totally wrong.
That would be. But I don't think there's anything wrong saying our desires. And we both have two different reasons on why we want to take it in season 2 in this direction.
In all actuality, Joe does not want to be a cult leader.
I do.
Well, he doesn't.
Especially of children.
I'm just letting you know this is a bit. He's been on it for a long time.
I really think this could be the thing that takes us to the next level. And by us, I mean me. And by me, I mean a facility.
Joe, I'm going to say it. If any one of us is a cult leader, it's going to probably be me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well,
Mainly
you already
because-
got him eating out of your hands. I need to get...
It's because I am definitely more of a mouthpiece than you are.
Yeah. But you could be my mouthpiece.
I could. I'm not going to be the Aaron to your Moses, Joe.
You calling Aaron and Moses a cult?
No, but Aaron was the mouthpiece to Moses. Moses was not good at speaking in front of people.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Got it.
Stop trying to make everything about this cult.
Look, people are going to have questions. There's always growing pains.
Joe, do you know there's really only one person who's going to care?
I think if we want to get talking about the sausage,
You keep referring to it as the sausage. In every episode, you say the sausage.
I think there's going to be more people, but it doesn't matter. There's a lot of people that hated Vince McMahon for choosing PG. And
Stop bringing Vince McMahon into this.
look, I am the Vince McMahon of this podcast.
Joe, you want like a good rough starting off point to this, and you decided to talk about the one thing that people already dislike about our podcast,
Dislike
which is wrestling.
and refer to myself as a sexual predator.
Yeah, not a great idea.
But I think also, like you were kind of saying, I don't think things are going to change as much as you would think.
No.
I think things are going to be pretty similar, just more advertising to children. You know?
And you mean, I can't tell if you're doing a bit or not.
Well, so here's the thing is I had, with season 1,
Yeah.
I always made sure, is this thing for children? I would always hit that no button.
Yeah.
Through and through. Season 2, if we're going to be more open, I might as well just hit this is for everyone, you know? Really get this all going.
Why not?
Is this a bit? Who knows? Is it real? It definitely is.
Definitely. Definitely.
Talking about mouths, going back to you being my mouthpiece or not.
Yes.
I was awoken
Oh, you were awoken.
the other day.
Stop.
What?
You're hammering wrestling in so much this podcast. Awoken, Joe.
I don't...
Matt Hardy. You're doing it subconsciously.
Subconsciously, I'm doing it. I woke from my slumber, which must meant I was dreaming about this and didn't realize.
Probably.
Mammals.
Okay.
You know what a mammal is?
Yeah.
What is a mammal?
A mammal is a land animal. We are considered mammals as well.
Do all mammals have milk udders or breasts or nipples?
Most, not all.
Why do we only milk certain mammals? Because I woke up and I thought, maybe I would like milk from something we haven't milked yet.
Well, there are certain animals that are way better at producing.
Yeah, but we care so much about like super fancy versions of stuff. So shouldn't milk from a like nipple of some animal that we don't really milk be more exotic than milk from a cow?
Is this the thing that you were talking about?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Just wanting to make sure.
No. This was just a Joe thought when I woke up.
You know,
I was like, maybe I would like
Joe,
milk from a turtle.
There's a lot of things that we milk. There's a lot of things that, like, we got goats. We got cows.
Yep.
We got almonds.
I'm talking about nipples.
They have one apparently.
So that's true.
How do you get the milk?
I've never had goat milk, but I've had goat cheese.
Joe, talking about nipples and milk. That's all I have to say about it.
Well, the main reason, other than that, I was listening to another like clip from a podcast where they were talking about. Did you ever watch Tiger King?
No.
Me neither.
Okay.
But there's in this year they've made like a kind of spin-off about like Monkey Queen.
Monkey Queen?
It's not what it's actually called, but it's similar. It's called Going Ape.
Okay. I think I've heard about it.
And she breastfeeds her monkeys.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
That's upsetting.
So think of you. I'm totally stealing this bit. So I'm sorry if we ever get big enough that they're like, oh my God, you stole this bit. I stole this bit.
Okay.
But they're talking about, imagine if you were the child watching your mom breastfeed a monkey over you. Talk about trauma.
Oh,
But it kind of is like, I wonder if I would
what
like
if the
other
baby's
milk.
just like, this is my hairy brother Kevin?
Who's naming a monkey Kevin?
Dude. Monkey
You start with George.
It's Curious George. You don't think Kevin's up there? I was literally about to make that joke.
Can we stop? Could we stop talking about nipples, dude?
You
brought this up. I'm done with this conversation.
Okay.
I want to get on you for two quick things.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. And this will be the quickest I've ever talked about games. One, you're a bully. You are a straight up bully.
How?
Because last time you knew I was so focused in and trying not to spoil things that I was not paying attention to the words you were saying. And you would throw in like a thing and I would just agree and move on. You straight up said killing Chloe for the town is the right option. Wrong. I'm talking about Life is Strange. The correct ending to that game is sacrificing the town to save Chloe. That is the only option.
That's not true. That is like clearly like the trolley, like
the trolley.
the trolley question. You know, you have like a trolley that's going to wreck. It could either kill one person or several.
Yeah.
You choose the one.
You choose your best friend / lover.
Joe.
That's who you choose. You don't choose a town full of people you don't care about. Except you care about almost all of them.
I did. I chose the town.
I'm just saying, there's an obvious right choice, and Chloe was the right choice.
My wife is indicating that I would choose a town over her.
Yeah.
And is upset about it.
She's your Chloe.
I decide.
Think of that.
No.
She is your Chloe.
I will never compare my wife to Chloe. Chloe's the worst character.
Sounds like you'll
in
sacrifice
existence.
both of them.
I would sacrifice Chloe and the town for my wife, but I would not sacrifice
Can't
the
have
town
it
for
both
Chloe.
ways.
Joe, this game is about choice. How dare you say that my choice was wrong?
The fact that you said there was an obvious choice,
It's
and you
obvious.
picked the wrong obvious choice.
Did you choose? You monster.
There's only one way to play the game.
Did you choose?
The game is about Max and
Did
Chloe.
you
Of course I chose Chloe.
Oh my god, that is the worst character in the whole game. What's your second thing, you weirdo?
I can't remember. It was about that, and
Was
we
it I thought you were going to tell me, because in the podcast, you constantly were saying, thank you for being kind enough while I talked about this. And I really wasn't.
You weren't.
Was that the second
I
thing?
think so. Yeah, you were being a big bully.
Because you kept saying, thanks for doing this. Like, I didn't say. I said how stupid this was the entire time.
I really think.
How is that podcast doing, Joe?
What podcast?
Life is Strange, that episode.
I haven't looked. I will look. I will, but I haven't looked yet.
I think you're wistfully ignorant of just like the whole idea. You're just like, I don't care how it does. I needed to get that out of my system.
100%. I've been upset with you all week. I was
How
editing the
dare you be
podcast
upset
and I
with
was
me all
like,
week?
this,
Just because of the
this
Chloe
jerk. Yeah.
in town thing. Wow,
Yeah.
that's wild. How in the community of Life is Strange, I can't believe I'm continuing this conversation.
You
It's
are. I did a big pause so we could move
What-
on.
out of all the things, do the most people agree with me save the town?
Well, like I was saying, obviously someone doesn't listen to our episodes. In the episode, I say Life is Strange it's crazy. It's one of the only story
50-50.
games that it's like always really close to 50-50.
Yeah, but there's several choices that they can go from. Was it that one was a 50-50
Yes, yeah.
one?
The ending choice was always very 50-50.
I see.
But, and that's why it's really bugged me. And honestly, the Life is Strange community is being a bunch of big babies. But this new game,
Have you played more? Because
no, it's not out yet.
Okay, the whole thing's not out yet.
Yeah. The new game said they're going to honor both endings.
And they really haven't.
They really only honored one.
I remember.
And as someone that sacrificed, I chose Chloe. Chloe and Max, the game's about them.
You destroyed the town like the monster you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was only one person I felt bad about killing. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Yeah. So, Justice.
Yeah.
I would like, you told me pretty early on that you had a top 5 for me. Is this true? Or did you forget?
I forgot, but I still have it.
Oh, Justice.
Joe, it's been a crazy week.
My sweet summer shot. Yeah,
I started a new job. It's been amazing. Love it. These people that I work for are the most generous human beings I've ever worked for in my life.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We should see if they'll sponsor the podcast.
Now that we're clean, maybe.
Now that we're clean. We're advertising, but children don't have money. They're not buying a furniture. But
our existing people who were going to sponsor us,
Yeah.
I'm pulling it.
yeah, they're done.
Pulling
Well,
it.
here's the thing: if we get sponsored by Blue Chew, still, I'm all in. Do you know what Blue Chew is?
Yes, Joe, we've talked about it already. I'm just trying to think how that works in a PG podcast.
More kids.
What if Blippi,
Blippy?
the megastar Blippi, wants to?
I don't know what Blippy is.
He's one
I
of
don't
those
have a
like kid
kid.
shows. He's basically like Blue's Clues was for.
No.
What if Nickelodeon or Disney?
Nickelodeon treats kids real good, so you sure, as a PG
Didn't
podcast,
even-
you sure
even
you
think
want to
about that.
associate with Nickelodeon?
Didn't even think about that. My bad. X that one out. I do have a quick one. I don't think it's going to be that funny for everybody else, but I think it would be fun for you.
Is this podcast for everyone else, or is it for me?
It's for me and you,
It's
Joe.
definitely for me,
It's
so
a me and you
let's
thing.
do it.
All right. Blind ranking. Joseph,
Justice.
I had a thought today.
How does blind ranking work?
Oh, okay, Joe. Blind ranking. I'm going to give Joe 5 options. He has to randomly place them in a 1 to 5 category. 1 being the best, 5 being the worst of the ones he chose. But they are his top 5, even if he doesn't know what is coming his way. Now, I am not the top 5 master, but I thought I'd throw my
Hat in the race?
my hat in the race. Joe, my last day of working with our previous employer, a thought came to me, and it was a happy thought.
Okay.
And I was like, we need some happiness.
Do we?
Yes. Last week was rough for me. We need some
Okay,
happiness.
yeah. We need some happiness.
So, Joe, I'm going to make you rate the top 5 classic comedians.
Ooh. Easy list.
Easy? I don't know.
I don't know if you know
I know.
5
I know.
classic comedians.
I know your top.
Okay.
I know your top easy, but
Okay.
you might be surprised who's on this.
Okay. Okay. Now, are we just talking about stand-up comedians or
No,
comedians?
Comedians.
Okay.
Now, for those of you who don't know, me and Joe grew up on a lot of classic movies.
We did.
especially classic comedies.
And that's what we wanted to do when we got older.
Yes.
We wanted to be a specific comedian pair.
Yeah, we want to be a comedy duo, which is what we're doing now.
Amazing. Which I'm sure they're on. I mean, yeah. Well, yeah. I'm excited. I am excited.
Joe?
Yeah.
I'm going to hit you hard first.
Okay.
Danny Kaye. Did you forget about Danny Kaye?
No, I didn't. But I didn't know if you did or not. So here's the problem. I'm going to be so upset if someone else isn't on the list. Because
Danny Kaye, Joe.
For anyone that doesn't know, the only good Christmas movie, the best Christmas movie,
Joe. Terrible.
is White Christmas.
It's not a Christmas movie. I'll fight you on this.
It is. But Danny Kaye he was one of the most talented comedians, dancers, and he could sing. He wasn't the best singer, but he could sing.
He was a great entertainer. He was a full-on entertainer.
Yeah, he did so much for comedy. But the Court Jester. It's one of the greatest movies
of all time.
So good.
He has several other ones that we like quite a bit as well.
I have to put him at number 2.
Number 2.
I have to put him at number 2.
Okay.
Just because there's one specific comedian that changed film. Literally changed film. And
we'll
so if he's on the list, if he's on it, that's the problem. If he's not on the list, I'm going to hate myself.
Groucho Marx.
Ooh. So I see why you brought up how we used to listen to so many old.
Because he was part of. We watched a ton of.
What are we doing, man? If we're trying to advertise to kids now, no kid's gonna want to go back and watch.
I'm just
black
saying.
And white
Joe,
movies.
that's why I said this wasn't gonna be a really entertaining one. But for us, we loved these things. They were great for us. Joe, could you tell the audience a little bit about the Marx Brothers?
No, actually, I don't know too much. I know there's. I don't know actually anything to tell about the Marx. He would raise his eyebrows.
Yeah. So, if you guys have ever seen those crazy glasses with the big nose and the mustache, that is based off of a comedian named Groucho Marx.
Yes.
And he was so funny. Now,
so good.
Now, he was part of a comedy trio, the Marx Brothers.
He was the better version of the. Who were the
Three Stooges?
He was the better version of the Three Stooges.
Yes. Now they all had their shtick, but Groucho was the main.
He was the star.
He was the star, and he'd constantly be hunched over with a cigar, and he, eyebrows like Joe was saying.
Yeah.
He was classic.
So good. Bugs Bunny, Groucho Marx.
Yes, a lot of like those Looney Tunes characters were based on these old comedians.
Yeah.
Like they were parodying them all the time, and Bugs was one of the biggest ones for Groucho.
I'm so nervous on who else is on this list, because that's really going to determine. I'm gonna say 4.
Okay, Groucho's on.
I'm gonna
number
say 4,
Groucho's
which is gonna hurt
4.
again. If there's people on here that I'm thinking that aren't on here, it's really gonna suck. Groucho's 4.
Jerry Lewis.
Number 1. Straight up. There is no better comedian than Jerry Lewis. Jerry Lewis, he was the one I was talking about that literally changed television. If you've ever seen any behind the scenes stuff and wondered, wow, that's so cool that someone's watching on a screen that they can kind of look back at stuff. Guess who did that? Jerry Lewis created
Amazing.
that. He is the greatest comedian of all time. And then if you pair Jerry Lewis with Dean Martin,
Dean Martin.
Yeah. They have some of the best movies ever.
Yeah, some of the best chemistry in movies.
I love it. I love it.
I had to pull up my list.
I know. I tried to give you some time.
Thank you. Robin Williams.
So I have 1, 2, and 4.
So,
Robin.
So you've only rated 3. You have
I have 3 and 5 left.
3 and. Did you put Groucho at 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Robin
Williams also had so many good serious roles too.
Yes.
And I don't know if the others so far have. Oop, I just drooled. Nice. He's an easy 3, I think.
What an amazing actor.
Amazing actor.
What a crazy person, though.
He loved Nintendo.
Yeah.
I mean, we grew up with a lot of I know these are not his best movies, but like Flubber. We loved Flubber.
Flubber, dude.
We loved, this could be up there with Hook is one of the greatest. Mrs. Doubtfire,
Yeah,
like,
Mrs.
and then he
Doubtfire.
had the one where he was the school teacher that was so good. He was an amazing man. Sad that he killed himself, but I unalived himself for a PG podcast now. But you know.
All right, last one, and I think you've placed these pretty well so far, and I think that this one's gonna be right up there with them. Steve Martin.
Oh yeah,
Three Amigos.
Yeah, he's a good number 5.
Now,
Great comedian, but I don't think holds a candle to
it
the
was
other
interesting, like going back and looking at them. So the 3 that I mentioned at the beginning were probably the top 5 classic comedians. There's a few in there,
Yeah.
but not ones that we were interested in. So Steve Martin, I remembered Cheaper by the Dozen.
Oh yeah. I mean, Three Amigos, like you said, is
The wedding one, I always couldn't remember the one. Three Amigos is up there.
Yeah.
We were not huge with like Martin Short or the other guy, but Steve
Chevy
Martin.
Chase.
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase was hilarious. Is a god awful human being,
Yeah.
but hilarious.
Yeah. So I mean, we watched some. Like there was like a Christmas one with Steve Martin. Too.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but
I am really happy with that list. Actually,
Really?
I think I placed everyone how I would have.
I think you did.
Yeah.
I knew Danny and Jerry
Yeah.
were going to be the top.
When I tell you guys, Jerry Lewis and Danny Kaye are my biggest role models when it comes to entertainers.
They're amazing.
I love them so much.
Their movies, a lot of them still hold up.
Yeah.
Still hold up.
Granted, to us.
Well, no, I would say Danny Kaye, like especially The Court Jester. That is
Yes.
a classic of test, like stands the test of time.
They perfected slapstick.
Yeah.
Perfected it.
Jerry Lewis especially.
I blame him for my knee problems and back problems.
Because you would constantly throw yourself on the ground.
Yeah,
like
Jerry Lewis just used to
follow
flop on the ground. And so I was like, well, if we're going to be Jerry
As an aside, favorite Jerry Lewis movie. That's harder because there's a lot.
So to me, it has to be Scared Stiff. Just because that was like that was the first big one for us.
Yeah.
But I love almost all
I have
his.
2 top.
Okay.
Scared Stiff is up there, but then we watched a lot more.
Yeah.
The Caddy.
Caddy is so good.
And Who's Minding the Store.
Really?
Because that's strictly Jerry Lewis. That's without
Yeah.
Dean Martin.
Yeah.
And that one's so funny because that's the one, I don't know if you remember it. It's the one where he's in love with his boss's daughter and they're going to get married. Right? He wants to propose. He wants to destroy him. So the boss hires him and makes him do all the horrible jobs within his entire store, which is like a mall basically. And it has tons of different stores. So he's constantly doing all these crazy jobs.
I also love Disorderly Orderly.
Yeah, the Disorderly Orderly was
It was
good.
so good. It still makes me
That's
think
the
of
one where-
First Kisses with Fireworks. It's because of that show.
Disorderly Orderly is the one where he is so empathetic that he feels the
this
pain of
patient's
the
pain.
other.
Yeah.
So like when they're describing the pain, he feels it just as much as they do.
Yeah,
So good.
I know that's all I want to do now is go back and watch Jerry Lewis
I wonder
movies.
if I think they're on like Paramount or they're on Peacock. I think there's like a bunch of them.
I am gonna go home and eat dinner tonight and watch some Jerry Lewis movies.
I would love to do that too, actually. That sounds
That
great.
sounds awesome.
Yeah, so good.
Justice House. I don't know if that was good for the audience. It made me happy.
That's all I'm trying to do, Joe. Is make you happy.
Justice.
Is it time?
No,
Okay.
it's coming up.
Okay.
Don't worry. This is our Halloween episode.
Oh,
I think this is, by the time that this comes out, it's Halloween week.
this is Joe. In the honor of PG, this is our harvest episode.
This is going to be the first blowback I have on you. What the hell is harvest?
Like the harvest season. Like
You're an idiot. It's Halloween.
Halloween is spooky.
Halloween.
I will say, so
Oh.
here's something for that some Christians might be upset about.
Ooh.
But we've never really had a huge issue with Halloween growing up. In fact, we did celebrate it on other occasions several times.
Any Christian that has a problem with Halloween needs to get their priorities straight.
Well, there's some.
Nope. Straight up.
No,
If
hold
you're
on.
going to be upset, Halloween's a stupid holiday. It's dumb.
It's the demonic undertones that it could have.
Stupid.
But there is truth to it, Joe.
I just think I think if that's what Christians are focusing on, good job. Good, you're doing God's work there, guys. Just way to go. Like, I think there's so like
There's definitely bigger things.
That's
but
like,
there's bigger fish to fry than Halloween.
yeah, Halloween's like a prawn, you know?
A prawn?
A prawn, you know, little
A little
tiny thing.
prawn, like a fish prawn?
Little prawn, you know?
Like a bottom feeder prawn?
Yeah. But if that's what you got in your faith spectrum,
You know,
go for it.
you say that, Joe, but let me bring some truth bombs to you. It has become, here's some statistics, it has become one of the most over-sexualized holidays,
Nice.
just so you know,
Nice.
where infidelity runs rampant. It has become the most celebrated of the demonic. So, I mean, obviously, there's a huge marketing for, kids dress up as superheroes and get candy. But there is a lot of the other stuff. So I understand and one side not wanting to celebrate that aspect of the Halloween because it's wrong. It's a bad holiday for that reason. But
I think it's just a dumb holiday.
it is dumb.
But I love candy.
Yeah, I mean every kid loves candy.
I think
That's
now
how they
I'm
get you, Joe.
now I'm jealous of kids because a 30-year-old man.
Can't dress up and go get
But
candy.
I could go around and be like, my kid can't move.
You can't move. You have a broken leg.
Shut up. Shut up. But yeah, this Halloween episode.
Okay. It's a harvest episode.
You're gonna make me.
I'm gonna trigger you.
You've triggered me. Congrats. Call me woke. I am triggered. I am. If you continue down this path, I'm already gonna turn into
Joe,
season 3, Joe,
that's why-
which is our R-rated season. Just so everyone knows.
Joe, when we were growing up in our church, they didn't call them Halloween parties. They called them harvest parties.
Okay.
And it wasn't just because we were called Harvest Christian Fellowship.
Here's what my counter to that is, even smart people can be idiots.
Just call our dad an
There's
idiot.
nothing wrong with the name Halloween.
Halloween. Do like Nightmare Before Christmas. And I do like that song.
Is that a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie?
Ooh, it's both, man.
I'm really concerned about this episode so far. I don't know how this is going to go. Season 2 might get a low rating pilot, but we'll get back up there.
I think it's very interesting. All right, what were you going to say about Halloween?
I was going to ask you what your favorite Halloween costume, but I don't want it to be too
Power
demonic for
Rangers.
you.
Do you just say
Daimonic?
Daimonic?
Shut up. I don't want you to freak out too much that we might get
Is
too
it like
spooky.
is it a
wooky.
dynamic demon?
Yeah.
Dynamic?
Dynamic. Power Ranger? Is your favorite?
That was my favorite go-to. Dude, I wore that costume all year.
Yeah, you did.
For years.
Yeah.
Even when it was too short for me. It was coming up on my legs. And you wore Spider-Man.
But my favorite was Robin.
Yeah, with that creepy head.
That's such a creepy head.
Such a creepy head.
Ugh.
It just was a cartoon Robin head. And
Yeah.
it just looked unnatural.
Yeah,
But you loved it.
I did.
Joe, that
Just-
reminds me of a story about you.
Oh, God.
I don't think it was Halloween related, but Joe, who was another character you really like to dress up as?
I loved anyone that says otherwise doesn't know good fantasy.
Okay.
My boy with a bow, he could ding-a-ling-a-ling. Mr. Robin Hood is thinks where you're trying to go with this.
It is, but it's not Robin Hood.
Oh.
Because it's not what I'm thinking. Are you thinking of
Peter Pan?
It's Peter Pan.
I meant Peter Pan, who also loved to play with little boys. He was kind of a cult leader. It was Robin
Well,
or
if you're
Peter
going
Pan
off
with
of
his lost boys.
If you're going off of the Grimm story, yeah, it's pretty bad.
What? Just any story? I'm Peter Pan.
Well, yes, you are in this
I
story.
want my lost boys to
one of my
come to me.
One of the favorite stories I have of you is Joe had this Peter Pan hat. Very
Someone
authentic.
knitted this hat.
It was
made this
authentic.
hat. Yeah, this was not a store-bought Peter Pan
Yeah, it
hat.
was especially yours.
This was my Peter Pan hat.
I can't really. We're gonna have to tell me what you were thinking in this thing. But one day, poor little Joe. How old do you think you were? Probably like 5 or 6.
Yeah, probably.
You were young. Needed to go to the bathroom.
God, I had to pee so bad.
Joe, were we at our house?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We were. This all took place in the hallway in our house. We had several bathrooms in our house.
So many bathrooms.
Like 3, I think.
And yeah, we had 3. Mm-hmm. And Joe had to go.
I had to go so
Little
bad.
Joe had to go. And
Is it weird that this story is making me need a pee right now?
Probably. And so Joe decides, oh, there is definitely multiple bathrooms in this house, and I'm definitely potty trained.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He decides, well, my hat
Yeah.
is kind of like a bowl.
If anyone's ever looked at Peter Pan's hat, it kind of looks like a urinal station. You know? If you made it big and put it on the wall, it goes here.
He goes, I'm gonna pee in that hat.
I'm gonna pee in that hat 100%.
So you
I'm gonna.
peed in the hat and ruined it.
I wore that hat every day for a
You
long time.
love that hat.
Yeah.
Why would you pee in it, Joe?
I don't remember if
You
I'm
were
being
5 or
honest.
6.
Yeah, and I'm now heartbroken
About it,
that you brought it up on the podcast.
Because you probably didn't know at the time, but someone knitted that for you.
yeah,
It was a very
and
special
you
hat.
you couldn't wash that, so
No.
that hat was thrown away,
Yeah.
and I was never the same after that.
No, that's when you truly realize the harshness of this world.
That's when I became a man. I left Neverland. Neverland.
I wasn't gonna let you get away with that one. Sometimes I'm just like, see you go like.
But now, I have an opportunity to get my lost boys back,
Who are your lost boys?
the children of the world.
Joe.
Come.
This bit's a weird one. Not gonna lie.
It's not a bit. It's the arc of season 2, Joe.
Arc of season 2.
Yeah.
I will win the hearts of the children, just like it says in the scriptures.
Justice.
Yeah, I don't believe
People
you.
need the news.
Oh. Ba-da-da-da-da, da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, what's with the lemon news?
I don't know if people needed it as much as I needed it. Justice, I got some news for you.
You told me about this news. You said it was gonna blow my mind.
It's gonna blow something else too. But before we get to that news, we got
An update?
in honor of Halloween.
Okay, Joe, Harvest.
Shut up.
The Harvest Festivals.
I am going to start calling you things that I know you don't want me to call you on the podcast if you do not shut up about this stupid harvest.
Okay.
This is going to be last year. They did a search to find some of the most horrendous thing people gave kids in their trick-or-treat bags.
Oh my God. Oh no.
And I'm going to read a few of them off to you.
Joe. Joseph.
What do you, I mean, like, we never had, I guess we went to harvest parties instead of Halloween parties.
We did trick or treat
Yeah.
here and there.
But we never got any cool, like, stuff. We only just got candy.
Is this cool or horrific?
I would have been pretty darn
Pretty pumped?
pretty pumped if I got some of this stuff.
Okay.
The first one, I wish there was pictures because I don't know what this means.
Okay. I might.
Bullets in milk duds. How do you get a bullet in milk duds?
You melt it and then freeze it again.
And then rewrap it?
I guess you could.
How?
Some
You know how
mad
dedicated you have to be to put bullets in milk duds?
Now, like the entire thing with the casing? Or are we talking just like the bullet piece?
I don't know.
That's wild.
It was just a picture of a milk dud, and that gave me nothing because...
Do you not know what a milk dud looks like?
No, I do, but I don't know where the bullet is in the milk dud.
So there's a bullet in this milk dud somewhere. Wild. Why?
I know. Weed Snickers.
That's terrible.
Imagine.
That's so bad. Oh my God.
Imagine
Could you
a bunch
imagine
of
kids getting high? What?
Just starting to eat and be like, this is the best candy I've ever had. And then just keep on.
That's crazy. You could really do some damage.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you want to talk about damage, everyone knows the classic nail in an apple. Or nails and,
Yeah.
needles and stuff. People shaved down nails and put pieces of them in, like, candy.
That's not even funny. That's just
It's
terrible.
insane.
That's horrible.
Insane.
I would kill somebody.
How?
I would.
How would you
well,
find
if it
them?
was an apple, you'd pretty much
Yeah,
know
but
which
it was
house
in
that in.
candy.
It was in candy.
It was in candy. I hope some of these people were arrested, by the way, but
They
I don't know how you find out who did it.
I mean, you'd have to just go to every house
Every
and
house?
investigate.
And
But
who are they
how?
going to say? That wasn't me. If I was going to do it, and I never would, but if I was going to put nails in kids, like shaved nails in people's candy, like if someone came
That's
knocking on my
evil, man.
door,
That's
I wouldn't
evil.
be like, yeah, I did that.
No,
you know?
but that's evil.
Oh, yeah. Well,
That's
you want
like
evil.
full on evil. Hurting kids is evil, man.
Just wait.
Oh no.
We also got candy that was laced with LSD.
Dude, who's out here trying to drug these kids, man?
So these kids are starting to really have a harvest party. They're seeing things now.
Dude, that's messed up, bro.
Yeah.
As you're laughing.
Yeah, it's terrible, guys.
It is terrible.
It's terrible.
You're-
And this
you're-
all happened last year, by the way.
These are just last year's crazy moments. Forgot that my heater turns on and it's pretty loud.
Yeah, it's all right. In season 2, anything can happen, guys.
Anything can happen.
Meth-coated candy. Meth. We're gonna get tweaker kids out here. It's terrible. That's bad to me. The other ones are kind of funny, but the nails and meth are messed up.
Yeah.
I think the other ones are kind of funny. This one is I know this one is terrible. But this is the one I saw.
You're kind of a messed up individual, Joe.
This is the one I saw that made me be like, oh, I gotta look at a list.
Okay.
Viagra coated candy. So it's just a bunch of probably really horny teenagers already before they took anything, and then got it even more, and then even like it's terrible.
It's terrible.
So funny. It
It's
had me
not funny.
howling.
I don't find it funny.
I think this is the funniest list I've ever come up with. And then the last one, because I can tell you're getting a little on edge, is laxatives.
That's the most PG out of all the things.
It's so good.
Dude, that's
Watch your
horrible.
kids. Watch your
No,
kids.
my kid's not gonna go like trick or treating and like
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to other people. This is a podcast for kids now. I'm talking to the kids. Watch out. There's a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah, just raising awareness. That's nuts, dude. That makes me feel sick. Anything with kids now that I have one, though, dude, it is not good.
I believe it.
I get angry. Like, that list made me angry. Like, you're thinking, oh, that's funny. I'm thinking, I would kill somebody.
Yeah.
I would literally go to someone's house and be like, I would go to all the houses I went to. It's like, did you do this?
But if no one said yes,
Oh,
you would have to
they'd-
kill everyone.
They'd be so nervous from how much heat I'm bringing. They'd just be like, what? I better tell this guy.
I gotta ask you a question.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on goodbyes?
Seriously?
No.
Not seriously.
I mean, not super seriously, but like a goodbye. Like
what kind of goodbye?
Like you don't really know when next you're gonna see this person, but you're on good terms with them.
Those are good.
Good, little emotional sometimes.
Sometimes they can
Sometimes,
be.
especially if you go to an airport.
Yeah, those are rough.
Like really
Listen,
emotional.
we've had some pretty hard goodbyes.
Yeah, imagine those goodbyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are worse than just the other ones. Like,
Yeah.
Those are tough.
What
Because
if
you
I?
really don't know when you're gonna see that
Yeah.
person ever again.
But when you're traveling on airports, you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
So, what's the Australian place that's not Australia but close to Australia?
New Zealand.
Thank you.
I don't know how I knew that was what you were talking about.
Because I described it so well. New Zealand airports have started to put a time limit on goodbyes and hugs that you can have. What? In their airports.
That's actually hilarious. Now that's hilarious.
Their max goodbyes can last 3 minutes. If it's longer than 3 minutes, they ask for you to please use the car park to say your goodbyes.
What?
There's signs. 3 minute.
The Dunedin Airport.
No, just look at the sign.
Yeah, max hug times 3 minutes for fonder farewells. Please use the car park.
So,
Can you put that on the podcast?
I'll throw that
That
on.
is nuts.
If
3
you
minutes is not a lot of time.
no, well that's why the car park's there. It had me howling.
What?
Like I was picturing our when we would come to
We-
visit and then have to go back.
Brutal.
We had some of the we made scenes.
Oh yeah,
made
we were those people.
scenes. Yeah.
But also the context was pretty intense. I mean, there was one time
Yeah.
when we were moving to South Africa, we were saying goodbye. We didn't fully understand what was. We were so young, but just the vibe, like
Yeah.
we were hysterical almost.
Now imagine a timer put on that. Imagine you work at the airport Imagine being told, hey, Justice,
you have to
gotta go
separate
break
that.
the,
You have to
gotta go
separate
tell
that
those.
family
Yeah.
who's saying goodbye to each other for who knows how long in their life. You know,
So messed up.
that's rough, man.
So funny though.
It's crazy that airports can do that, but they could. They can. They can instill rules on their facility. They're offering a service. That is wild.
Okay.
It's not even Australia who has like the strictest rules.
I know.
It's New Zealand. Crazy.
Hopefully that didn't just ruin the whole thing. We'll see.
What?
I think it'll be fine. That
It is loud.
That's so loud.
Yeah, you know, people will hear it. That's my heater. I'll turn it off next time
That's our guest
we do
star.
stuff. Yeah.
Mr. Heater. I'm going to be real honest.
Okay.
For anyone that is eating right now, stop eating.
Joe, do you want to put a disclaimer on this one and say if you want to skip it, like at this time?
This is a disclaimer. Skip, because this is not this was a season 1 news article.
All right.
Okay.
We won't go into graphic detail.
We will go into graphic detail about certain things,
but not
just
the whole
not
thing.
everything.
I don't even know what we're talking about, and I'm trying to prepare people.
Yeah.
Like, look, this is
Well,
part of the
Justice. To prepare, let's set a scene.
Okay.
I
I'm
hate
nervous.
the opera.
I'm not
I
a huge
hate-
fan myself.
But when you think of operas and opera movies and stuff like that, what are some stuff you think about?
Opera movies specifically?
Yeah,
Phantom of the Opera.
in like plays and stuff. I hated Phantom of the Opera.
Scared you.
It didn't scare me. I couldn't understand a single. I literally could not understand a single word.
I blame my sound system on that one. That wasn't the movie.
No, because opera is stupid. It's a stupid form of music. It's a stupid, like, it was awful.
Something should be mentioned too when we watch Phantom of the Opera with Joe. Anytime the Phantom song, Joe would jump every single time.
I did
Freaked
jump
him
a
out.
lot. But when you think of operas, you think of a little classy, a little bit more classy, right? It's a class.
upper class.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. What you gonna hit me with, Joe?
Justice.
Okay.
This week.
I want everybody to know before Joe says whatever he's about to say. I don't know what he's gonna say. This is random.
I'm also do not eat.
Yeah.
Stop eating right now, or skip ahead.
Okay.
This opera had its opening day this week.
Okay.
And it's already had 18 audience members needing medical treatment after the show due to vomiting and extreme unwellness from watching it.
What? What is this?
This opera features lesbian nuns roller skating naked that have explicit scenes with fake and very real blood. Why do you need fake and real? I don't know. I didn't go into a lot of details to look, but it was enough that 18 audience members had to be rushed to the hospital due to uncontrolled vomiting.
What is the name of this play?
I didn't look. The headline says, opera featuring lesbian nuns on roller skate, explicit nun-on-nun sex.
Oh my God.
Insane. What do roller skates have to do with nuns?
Nothing. And what is blood, really? I mean, a little bit more blood understandable.
Yeah, but even then, I didn't want to go into too much detail of...
So you didn't dive deep into this?
Do you want to?
I just thought this would be something you would do.
Maybe a little bit. But...
That's crazy.
Did part of me say, I kind of want to go to this? I kind of want to see.
I don't think you would after you went there.
No.
Because you don't like graphic things.
No. Take the blood
people,
out.
Which might surprise people about Joe. He hates graphic stuff.
I don't do well with a lot of war movies and
blood.
Kind of, yeah.
So this doesn't seem like something you'd be
No,
into.
but roller skating non-lesbian sounds kind of dope.
It doesn't.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
It just sounds weird.
Yeah. That was my news.
That is...
18 audience members.
That means it was really bad. It probably smelled really bad too because of the blood.
And naked
nuns.
It's an opera, so they're getting sweaty and,
Joe.
there's explicit scenes in it.
Cut this out.
I'm not going to. I told you. So
you're not respecting
now
me as your
you
co-host.
can cut in. There's nothing wrong with what we just talked about.
It's disgusting.
It's just disgusting.
Yeah. It's disgusting.
Justice?
I love the ideas like, let's be a PG podcast. Now let me tell you about this crazy stuff.
Do we not want kids to know what's going on in the world today?
It's messed up, kids. Stay at home.
I mean, that's probably way too much money for them to go to that opera anyway.
Still. So it sounds...
It's also not in the U.S.
Where's it at?
I don't know.
Joe, you're not doing your journalistic
What do you
duties.
want from me?
I need you...
I didn't know if any of this would be in the podcast. What do you want? I wasn't going to put the work in for things to get cut.
If I'm going to ask you questions, I need you to have answers.
Okay, next week I'll have deep dive answers on the nuns.
Well, just like, you didn't know who maybe killed the whale. Like, I need to know.
They didn't know.
They did now.
They do now.
It
was shot, in the head.
By the...
One bullet, one whale. It also wasn't a whale. It was a...
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
A whale. Vladimir, Joe. You can't mess with me on this one.
It was a... Yeah, it was a whale.
Yeah.
Never
Do you have the stuff?
I still have the article on my phone.
That's amazing.
I take this very seriously.
Yes, you do. You do take it seriously.
Justice?
Yeah.
What have you been playing this week?
Are we there?
Yeah, it's almost an hour.
This has been a fever dream of a podcast.
It's been a strange one for sure.
I'm not quite sure we're hitting where we were supposed to, but we'll see.
Do you have more? If you would like to talk, if you have more,
no.
What do you mean hitting where we're supposed to?
I don't know if we'll see.
I don't know what that means.
I think it's whatever.
I don't know what that means.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'll leave you in suspense.
Okay.
What have I been playing?
What have you been playing, watching, doing this week? What's going on with you?
We've been rewatching New Girl because it's a happy show.
Nice.
Which, Joe, I got to tell you.
You're Schmidt. You found your
you're
wolf.
Nick. You must watch this show.
I've seen episodes.
You must watch this show.
You must watch
Joe,
this
you
show.
have so much time right now. For me, you need to watch this show and stick with it.
Because
I think you would love it.
I know, because when I watch episodes with Bo, I really liked it. I will not watch this show by myself.
Then you're going to start watching it with me.
Come on over anytime.
Or...
Nope. Let's see how dedicated you are to making this happen.
Well, maybe. It's so good, and I think that you would just vibe with the humor.
Oh, yeah. I think it's a great show.
Yeah.
But I just...
You are Nick, I am Schmidt. It is decided. Not that we either are really much like them, but just if you're going to compare comedic styles, it's just who we are.
Got it.
Because I'm not like the womanizing person that...
To be debatable. Wait, to be debatable? Undetermined. There's still a lot of life left. You never know what could happen.
I am very happily married.
100%.
And actually, if you watch the show, Schmidt becomes very, very sweet and dedicated and not
Spoilers.
a womanizer. Yeah, too late. Gaming-wise, I've been playing a whole lot of things.
Yeah?
I have...
You still going through your personas?
There's an update that's pretty big, and I can't update it. For those of you who don't know, if we leave the beginning part of this podcast in, I've used up almost all my gigs for this month. I am at the
doing totally legal things, right?
Absolutely, and I don't want to get charged $10 for another $50. So I've been,
which is ridiculous.
It's retarded.
It should at least be $100.
I even looked at adding, because I changed some stuff in our account this week. I tried to put in unlimited. They don't even let you look at it anymore. Like I tried to put an unlimited amount of gigs, and they're like, you can't reach this page. You can't do this. And I was like, okay.
That might have been on your end. Because if you have the app, you can just select the unlimited
How
plan.
much does it cost to add unlimited? Then I think you're lying to me.
I mean, is it podcast worthy to discuss?
I don't know. It's big in my life right now. It's really holding me back from doing things that I want to do. But I've been playing... I played a decent amount of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And when I say a decent amount, I got through the prologue. The prologue. Not the tutorial, the prologue. I would. It's like that. The metaphor prologue. It's a decent amount.
The metaphor. I don't know
metaphor
what that means.
Refantasio.
Oh,
it's a decent
like
chunk.
It was a metaphor.
It's like 4 to 5 hours of playing, and hit a snag. Can't talk about it, but I hit a snag.
If you were to say allegedly, what?
No,
allegedly,
I just can't. I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay.
But then I started playing Breath of the Wild.
Gross.
Just really good games, and then I started playing Spider-Man Web of Shadows.
Oh, I didn't realize you had all this on your Switch.
No, Web of Shadows isn't on the Switch.
Oh, okay.
Web of Shadows is on the PlayStation. Pretty interesting. Don't like the voice actor they chose for Spider-Man in that game.
Who was it?
I don't know, but he has
What
a
if it was,
really
like, Nolan
high-pitched
North?
Spider-Man voice. It's not Nolan North. Nolan North is Deadpool. That's our dog.
I know it's
Don't-
not going to pick up on the mic, but that wasn't like, that was weird. I thought it was your wife at first.
No.
I was like, I can hear her breathe now too.
Yeah. And I've also started playing Metroid Fusion. Yeah, Metroid Fusion.
Which one is that?
That's on the Game Boy.
Oh, I didn't know you had a Game Boy.
I do have a Game Boy, Joe.
Wow, you have so many consoles I didn't know you had before.
Yeah, I'm playing it on the Game Boy. It's kind of a creepy game.
Did you get all this theoretical money from your new job to get all these old systems you never
I've
had
had it
before?
for a while now,
Oh,
man.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least a year.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
You're acting so strange.
Are
Why?
you? Oh. Will you ever play the Team Ninja one?
The other M?
Mm-hmm.
I thought about it.
Apparently, it was the most hated one.
Apparently, great gameplay, just terrible story.
Yeah.
Which makes sense for Team Ninja.
Yeah.
Actually,
They make great games, gameplay wise.
gameplay wise, but not so much their story. No, I've been playing a little bit of everything.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, loving my ROG ally. It's great.
Just unrelated.
Unrelated.
Unrelated. Yeah, it's a crazy system.
Crazy.
Is it wrong to say that your rogue might be the reason why you're so low on gigs?
No, definitely. There's a lot of updates you got to do
Yeah.
with that game.
So like,
Plus, it has all of my Xbox games. on it.
yeah.
So like, if I
You had
want
to
to play them, I
re-download
have to
all
re-download
those. Yeah. Yeah.
Uses up a lot. Been playing
It
that
does.
Once Human on it.
That's not an Xbox game.
No, that's just a free game.
Got it.
It's just a free game. You can play. What about you, Joe? What are you
You're
doing?
getting your wires crossed. here.
No, it's fine.
I have been down depressed again, man.
Down depressed. Why do you always say down depressed?
I don't know. I'm trying to be hip with the kids.
There you go.
I literally keep on getting on Xbox, looking at Life is Strange,
And just knowing
double
you can't-
exposure.
you have to wait.
Go into it. Hopefully something's
You
went
definitely
wrong.
should have tried to make it last longer.
Oh yeah, I even told my roommate, I was like, I'm only gonna play
An hour
so
or
much.
two.
Yeah,
And then
I
you know liked
beat
it for a whole day.
I beat it in a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah. Well,
It took a day and a half, I'll say.
okay.
Yeah, but so I'm back to phone games. Been playing a lot of the wrestling phone game.
It doesn't help that we can't play any of the games that we've been playing because I can't update them.
So I also got Netflix for a specific reason.
You want to watch the Vince McMahon documentary?
Yes, me and Bo have been watching that, which is so good.
Is it good? Is
Yeah.
it weird?
Yeah, now that we've brought that up and I've referred to myself as the Vince McMahon of this podcast, just don't watch the Vince McMahon documentary. And we're fine. But the other thing I really wanted to watch was Peaky Blinders.
It's so good.
Right? I've been so excited. At first I thought it was on Max. So
It's
I got
on Netflix.
Max and I was like, oh my God, I really want to watch this. Not on Max. So then I got Netflix. I don't have a lot of money. I got the cheapest version of Netflix.
Ads.
Guess what you can't watch with the cheapest version of Netflix?
Peaky Blinders?
Peaky Blinders is locked behind either the mid to high tier on Netflix.
Oh, man.
It's so messed up.
That's rude.
I know. So
Hey, you don't have a lot of money.
So, I've been mostly watching. I watched like. Oh, this kind of get to heavy wrestling podcast in some sense.
I've tried to stop you several
I know.
times.
I've been
and
watching a few like wrestling documentaries. They had a new 24 and a few other stuff.
I rewatched the Bray Wyatt one recently. And I also rewatched the Dark Side of the Ring Chris Benoit special, which is a brutal
so
one.
good. I mean,
Brutal.
yeah. I
You
don't
gotta
know.
be careful of your wording, man.
I mean, good. It's such a well done
Yeah, documentary.
documentary. It's
but
a
it's
tragic
horrible what
story.
happened, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we'll have a Chris Benoit episode.
I guess we could get his son on one of them.
He seems like a cool guy.
Does he? Are you just saying that
I
because
mean, I'm sure
don't
he has
feel?
tons of problems.
Yeah, I think he's an okay guy.
Yeah, he's a wrestler now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, that's kind of been it for me.
Shows?
I've still, I've been trying to watch shows and not. So lots of YouTube, and wrestling stuff.
Yeah, and then did you watch the most recent episode?
I have not
From?
watched the most recent episode of From. Me and Jesse are waiting probably till
He wasn't
Sunday.
feeling good this week, was he?
Yeah, no. But we also want to at least watch
2.
We can't just do one.
It is hard to do one.
So hopefully on Sunday we'll watch.
Me and Kirsten start watching, and we're just like, it's already
so
done.
bad. This season is
It's brutal.
definitely not PG.
No, it's not. It's very violent. I remember telling you just like it's just brutal.
Yeah.
It's just super brutal.
And it makes sense now. It makes
Yes.
sense why you would say that. And they've perfected the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Every
It's
episode.
annoying.
Yeah. But it's like Lost on steroids. Lost had a lot of really good cliffhangers. Mm-hmm. But it also just had a lot of good, like, this is a good end of the episode.
Yeah, it's just a good episode.
Almost every single episode
like,
of
I
From is
got
like, well, now I have to watch the next. Like, I can't not watch
Oh
the next.
man. Yeah, you're gonna love this next one.
Ugh, I hate it.
Yeah, hate to love it. My dog is
Snoring so loud. You can be honest. It's your wife.
Joseph. You know, you say you got a bone to pick with me. I got a bone to pick with you.
Oh.
And I want to tell you, you've insulted my wife now twice in the podcast, and I will beat you up.
What's with the lemon? Help.